Paco and Luis in Jungapeo, 1. It was in the year 1988 when this story was narrated to me by the very protagonists. Paco was a professional. His job had always been that of treasure hunter. He studied to become one and he constantly practiced with his metal detectors. He would bury gold, silver and assorted metals at different depths and would then make exact locations with his equipment. He never failed. Luis was a great friend of Paco. He was also a treasure hunter, but although he also used detecting equipment, Luis concentrated mostly in the history and legends of areas where buried, hidden or walled-in treasure was supposed to be located. One time he was told about the enormous amount of money in gold and silver that had been buried during the War of Independence in a region near the town of Jungapeo in Michoacan, and he invited Paco to share the adventure of searching in that place. To be always working with the expectation of finding something amazing was exciting and hopeful. The area they were going to search was very large, so they decided to leave early in the morning, and nervous and excited they left before daybreak. After 2 hours on the bus and walking for a few minutes on a dirt road, they arrived in a hamlet with just a few houses. From there they moved to the land where they were going to search. This was a place already known to Luis. Away in the distance the old arches from the ancient aqueduct could be seen. In order to gather strength before beginning they sat down on some masonry remains of what appeared to be an old building, probably an old hacienda, and from their baggage took out tortas stuffed with refried beans, panla cheese, ham and pickled hot peppers and 2 soft drinks, and concentrated on eating their lunch while scanning the old construction site where they could see signs of digging and demolished walls all over the place. They did not pay much attention to the ruins of what appeared to have been a grand residence, a large hacienda, for those ruins had already been highly worked. Their main concern was to search in a flat piece of land approximately 1 hectare in size. So when lunch was over they headed toward that place distant only a few meters. When they arrived Paco prepared his equipment and they proceeded to work with great precision, moving back and forth, north to south, making a very thorough and careful search, but time went by and they were tired, hungry and thirsty. They had found nothing and it was already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so they decided to eat the remaining 2 tortas. They moved over to a small hill where there was a lonely very luxuriant tree and some rocks that would make good seats. There was only a small area left to search, but they needed a rest. So they finished eating and drinking, and in about 10 minutes Paco got up and without interrupting their conversation started to test his metal detector right there on the small hill, with the same results. He found nothing either. It was useless. The only remaining place was exactly under the tree where they had sat when unexpectedly, near Luis's feet, they heard the characteristic sound of the detector, signaling it had found something. They were excited and started to dig with a small shovel, until a metallic sound told them they could dig no longer with the shovel. So with their bare hands they started to remove the soil and found a square metal plate, about 40 by 40 centimeters in size and about 2 centimeters in thickness.